you. Good evening to you. How you feel, huh?
What's good? See how you doing, man? Thanks for
How you
coming through. Yeah.
Those who live in glass castles stay cast in the stones, thrown from the exterior imperial drones, drop explosive materials, they steer to your home. Weary of the outside, you fear the unknown, but now you've grown to expect death that falls from the sky. Deliver without mercy, it's a life or an eye. Yeah, you rightfully try.
What's up, Port City? This is Zach Boschman checking in from Dub City Heartbeat. You're watching a real dialogue, and we are stoked today because we have Steve Barnett on the show from Tru Colors. How you doing, man?
I'm well, man. How about yourself,
Good,
man?
good. Thanks for coming through.
Thanks for having me, man. It's a privilege, man.
Yeah. So, I've heard bits and pieces of things about you, you know what I'm saying, from said, heard about Portland and stuff, heard about things from his perspective, but, I want to hear it from your perspective. So, I know you're from the Port City. Where'd you grow up?
On the north side of Wilmington, man.
Where?
Right across the street.
Cool.
I'm actually, I wasn't born here. My family ended up moving up to Wilmington when I was about 5 years old, man.
Okay.
So, kind of crazy story of perseverance, man. On my behalf and my mother, So, yeah, just us getting up here, man, was a story in itself, man. So.
Yeah, where were you born at?
Myrtle Beach, South Carolina.
Okay.
So I'm only about an hour away from here, you know what I'm saying? But Wilmington is home, but that's where I was born at, so.
Where? So your mom, just brought you up here?
Nah, see, my mom was actually in I've got 3 sisters, 1 younger and 2 older than me.
Yeah.
My mom was just, life had gotten the best of her, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And she was trying to put herself in a better position where she'd be able to prosper for her children's sake. So she ended up sending us up here to come stay with my grandmother for a little while, and then she eventually made her way up here. So, yeah, that was a crazy day for me, because here I am getting ready to head up to Wilmington, man. The only thing I knew about Wilmington at the time, I want to say I might have been about 6 years old or so, man, is that this was the place that my dad was from.
Yeah, so is your grandmom?
Yeah.
Oh, your dad's side?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that actually made it to Wilmington, so.
So your grandmom grew up here too?
Yeah, they're all from here. They're all from Wilmington.
Oh, wow, so they go back.
Yeah.
I feel that.
Got some roots here. My grandfather's got a garage on Princess Place Drive, Barnett's garage.
Okay, yeah, I know where that is.
That's been around longer than I've been alive, so we got a little bit of legacy here. So.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. Man, so you come up 5 years old and moved to the north side?
Nah, so we actually were on 4th and Dawson Street. My grandmother's stays on the south side of Wilmington.
Where?
I didn't actually move to the north side till I got about, turned 11, 12 years old, somewhere around that age right there. But I am a north sider. So.
Yeah, what's the age, where you, get to claim that side? I don't know.
So I spent most of my life, the early portion of my life when we first came to Wilmington on the south side. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I didn't move to the north till about 12 or so, but the transition from the south side to the north side was kind of strange for me, you know what I'm saying? Because when I came from the south and was going to the north, I didn't have any friends on the north side of town. So I ended up having to go make friends.
Yeah. You just getting into middle school, I guess.
Yeah. 6th, 7th grade. So I didn't have any friends when I first came to the north side, but I ended up making plenty of friends. The way you make friends on the north side, unbeknownst to me at the time, is that you got to fight. So for about 2 weeks, man, I fought every day of the week.
Yeah.
Every day of the week.
Damn. So was that something kind of new to you when you moved to the north side, or
I was kind of already a naturally aggressive kid, you know what I'm saying? So,
so you're getting in some fights on the south side first, but you realize
okay, this is a whole nother ball over here, because kids on the north side at that age, man, they were very territorial, man. There wasn't a block you could go to, man, that somebody wasn't already claiming and stuff like that. And this is the pre-gang era in Wilmington, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's always been that territorial, man. So
you how old are you?
I'll be 32 in November.
Okay, so this is not early 2000s.
Okay. Yeah, 2000.
I feel like the Port City has changed a lot. The last 5-6 years I've been here, so I feel like I'm sure it had a little bit of a different vibe back then.
Most definitely. It was all love, there wasn't any. I mean, thank God at 12 years old we didn't have to worry about shootouts or anything like that.
Yeah.
Some kids at 12 now in the port, they have to worry about that. They deal with that. You know what I'm saying? Well, for me, it was kind of a fortunate time, you know, but it was my coming of age, you know, and my fully coming to the north side of things. So, yeah, I fought every day for about 2 weeks, man. No friends, man.
Yeah.
My mom would send me back out the door, go make friends. Every time I came home, go make friends.
Yeah.
Next day would come, go make friends. Every day I was fighting, and she was well aware of it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But she was like, look, you got to go in here and
Yeah.
you got to go make friends, son.
Eventually they're going to be cool with you.
Yeah, so after about 2 weeks, man, I had made a lot of friends.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. I guess everybody got tired of me kicking their ass, so.
Yeah.
That's kind of how that happened, man. But that was my introduction to the north side.
Yeah. So were you going to Williston at that time?
So when I first got to the north side, this is something that happens in Wilmington all the time, man. Everybody's well aware how they change the districting lines around here all the time. So when my first year on the north side, I went to DC Virgo. And the district line changed, and I ended up going over to Williston.
Mm-hmm.
So it was the 7th grade when I got to DC Virgo, as a matter of fact, now that I think about it. Because my 6th grade year, I was at Williston, and we moved to the north side. Did my 7th grade year at DC Virgo. Then they changed the district lines.
Yeah.
And I having to go back to Williston.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. That's how that happened.
Yeah, that change up, man. I changed schools a good amount when I was a kid. I always sucked because you got like your friends over here. I guess if they changed the line, so and like some of your like homies from the neighborhood probably moved with you.
Yeah. That's what happened. So it actually Williston actually ended up becoming like this big melting pot of all the kids from every side of town. Man.
Mm-hmm.
The district lines it's kind of the same thing that happens at Hanover, how, you know, everybody from at least one side of town in the city going over to New Hanover. So yeah.
So what were you into like at that time?
Man, at that age, man, I was just a regular kid, man, having fun, man. I had no worries, you know what I'm saying? But my 8th grade year, we kind of upped the ante, man. Like I said, you know, kids around here were very territorial, man.
Yeah.
So that was kind of where, you know, the inception of Portland happened. At our 8th grade year, we were called Setter Squad then, but as we grew in numbers, you know what I'm saying, you know, the culture of who we were was starting to change and stuff like that, man. So we kind of really actually turned in, we went from a clique and transitioned over into a gang.
Yeah.
Before there were Bloods and Crips around in Wilmington,
So that's interesting. It wasn't like Bloods or Crips. It was just like
you know, just like different little neighborhood street teams and cliques and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
So was Portland was that just like made up of kids that lived over Rankin by you, or?
Nah, that was citywide, man.
Citywide, okay.
We had a whole lot of influence at an early age, man.
Yeah.
Like I don't know how we did it, man, but I guess it was just the charisma that we had naturally, man. That everybody wanted to be around us and stuff, and we had this thing, man. When you fight one, you fight all.
Mm-hmm. Damn.
So
yeah,
I mean, we kind of were able to influence the masses with that message right there.
Yeah. So that's like where your influence like came in, like how, like you said that Portland had a lot of influence. Like how was that like demonstrated? I guess.
Man. A whole lot of fist fights, man. Like I said, you didn't really have to worry about getting shot or anything like that at the time, man. So it was pretty much hand-to-hand combat, man. Mm-hmm. So you garnered a lot of respect, man, based off of how good your hands were. So,
yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's what it was. So, you know, we were at least, I want to say, 60 deep, man.
Damn.
That's like 20 guys from each side of town.
Yeah.
Man,
so that carried on into high school.
Yeah. Got to high school and stuff. We were still Portland and stuff. I ended up meeting a good friend of mine, man. My brother, man. I became a Blood. I graduated from Portland and ended up becoming a Blood, man. Mm-hmm. And then it kind of, you know, spread like wildfire from that point on. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of the guys that were in Portland, you know, were heavily influenced by you know, the guys that set leadership, such as myself, Cedric, my guy Vi. You know what I'm saying? We all ended up becoming Bloods except for Ced.
Yeah.
So
what was that like? You said like the Bloods weren't really around when you were in middle school, but like
we got to high school and stuff. You know, there were older gang members around and stuff like that. Though, you know, there were certain things you had to do, you know, to get involved with them and stuff. But you know, the guy that you know I originally got in formation with, you know, was a guy that was my age and stuff. You know, he had stuff that was ready for us and stuff. So we just took it and ran with it, man. People have these big misconceptions about what gangs really are and stuff. And you know, initially, the early on establishment of gangs, it came from, you know, they all stem from out of the Black Panther Party.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
I've read a little bit about that. Yeah.
So I mean, you know, at the height of all these things that we stand for as gang members, there's this big thing for camaraderie, brotherhood. You know what I'm saying? And community service.
Yeah.
A lot of people aren't aware of that. So.
Yeah, I feel like, you know what I'm saying, being like this like an underserved part of the city, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't imagine what it was like to come up here, you know, but I know that like the schools in the inner city, you know, even to this day, you know, don't have the same resources as some of the more suburban schools, and you got all this other stuff going in, you know, housing policy and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? So it's probably like just nice to have like a crew of people that you know has your back, you know?
Yeah,
like,
definitely. I mean, and, you know, at the center of everything we did, man, we knew we had each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, that helped us out a lot, man. You know, a lot of, you know, strong, long-lasting relationships, or you know, were formed from those early stages of, you know, starting gangs, and you know, Portland even before that, man. Like, all my friends, if they're not dead or in jail for a long time, you know what I'm saying, we're still friends to this day.
Yeah.
Like it never changed, you know what I'm saying? We've had our ups and downs and stuff, but that brotherhood has been unbreakable.
So what's like, I guess like, when did like shit start to kind of get real for you? Like, when did it turn into, you know, like, like, man, like I'm all in on this kind of thing?
All right, so in December of 2004, man, I was brutally assaulted by a guy. You know what I'm saying? I was in the hospital for 5 days, man, being fed through a tube, man. You know what I'm saying? On damn near liquid diet. 5 days strong, man. No food, liquid diet, man. I might have lost like 20 pounds in 6 days, man.
So how did that happen? Was that kind of out of the blue?
Nah, man. Like I said, that was the moment when everything changed.
Yeah.
When the escalation period happened and stuff. It's like, okay, it's no longer hand-to-hand combat, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? God took it there with me. Stabbed me up, man. I got 26 staples. I still got the marks to show, you know, through my stomach and stuff. Stabbed me with a hawkbill knife. Hit me 3 times with it, you know. That's when we knew, okay, shit got real.
Yeah.
It'll never be the same again, like, for real.
Yeah.
That's how that happened. Then about a year later, that same guy who I got into that altercation with, you know what I'm saying? We ended up seeing each other at a party, you know, on the east side of Wilmington.
So did you, after you got out the hospital, did you just kind of let it go then, or like?
Nah, not even. My perspective had changed so much because
Yeah.
also at the same time, had a baby on the way. You know what I'm saying? So
you got stabbed, like, and you knew you had a baby on the way at that time.
Exactly. So you know, my mom was taking me, you know, like several different places at the time, man.
Yeah.
So I was forced to make decisions about, you know, what made the most sense, you know, according to my lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? So I was already a half-ass part-time student. You know what I'm saying? So half-ass part-time turned into me maybe going for a period to get breakfast and then going to that block, man, to sling that crap. You know what I'm saying? So my mind had become fixated on making money. You know what I'm saying? Because in the bullshit, you can get hurt, you can die, you can lose your life. You might as well get all the money you can, man.
Yeah.
That's what my mind told me. So, you know, it wasn't so much I wasn't, you know, I was the guy you could call, man, you know, on front line.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah.
That had changed a little bit. You know, I started moving a little differently. I started processing stuff a different way. You know what I'm saying? So I played the cut, man. You know, started, you know, trying to stack my money up and everything. Like I said, I had a baby on the way, and school just wasn't hitting it for me. So
was it like? What's that like? So you go in, get some food from school, and then like just bounce.
So we literally a block away from Hanover right now. You know what I'm saying? You see how easy that is to go get breakfast and come stand right here?
I see cats like all day, you know, out here. Like,
man. So I mean, it was nothing, man. once you make it out those school grounds, man, they can't do nothing to you.
Was it right, like, from the beginning, or was there a certain point, like, just to run it back for a minute, like, in middle school or whatever, where, like, you felt like your, like, teachers and stuff just weren't connecting, you know, with you?
Man, I actually took an ASVAB test in the 8th grade, man.
Mm-hmm. What's that?
Some aptitude standard test. So they use it for the military, stuff like that. You know, might be sort of similar to Myers-Briggs personality assessment or something like that. You know, figure out your strengths, weaknesses.
Yeah.
You know, and a job that stood out to me on that, man. You know, for the score that I was given, I think I scored in the 98th percentile, if I'm not mistaken. You know what I'm saying? But a job that stood out to me on there, it's the funniest thing ever, man, was a narcotics investigator or military policeman.
Yeah.
And in the 8th grade, I said, man, you know, that sounds like me. I can do that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like, yeah.
That's interesting. Yeah. I mean, I guess you understood it from the other side. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
Yeah. So my bad to interrupt your train of thought there. So you're you just got stabbed, like you're out of the hospital now. You say you're thinking of things a different way, trying to save some money up.
Mm-hmm.
Is that you know, like, because the baby's on the way, or you're just like, you just had that near-death experience, so you're kind of like...
so like I said, it was more than one thought, you know what I'm saying? I grew up fatherless.
Yeah.
I knew I had a child on the way. And as wild and belligerent as I was, you know what I'm saying, man, it's either death or jail. And I didn't want to have a child in this world grow up the same way that I did.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, that's what I mean by, like, I had 1,000,001 different thoughts going through my head. So I knew I needed money. But I didn't want a job.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, man, through the hard way, man, get it quick, man.
Yeah.
Make it stick. So that's.
So what were we talking about? Yeah. So you're selling crack.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead. Yeah,
getting real entrepreneurial.
Yeah, man. That's basically what it was, man.
Yeah.
The beginning of my journey as an entrepreneur, man.
Yeah.
that was my first taste of true entrepreneurialism, man. So, yeah, man. So I mean, I was, you know, it was just about making money then. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
One night, I decided to go back out and be on the scene. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I ended up going to a party out in East Wilmington.
Mm-hmm.
Like, come on, Steve, man, come to the party, man. Like, no, man, let's get this money, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Let's go to the party. I said, you know what, y'all go. I'm gonna stay here. I'm gonna get this money, man.
Yeah.
Third time's the charm. Come on, Steve, let's go, man. You know what? I'm gonna go. Fuck it. You know what I'm saying? We ended up going out to the party, man. It's in East Wilmington.
Man, something bad always happens when they ask for the third time, you know what I'm saying? Just listen to the gut, yeah.
So, we ended up going out to the party, me and about 4 other guys, you know what I'm saying? Lo and behold, here's the guy who just stabbed me, you know what I'm saying, over a year ago.
How long, okay, so this is a year ago now. So, like, how much is that, like, I have a friend that got stabbed and, like, he, like, you know, much later, and he was, like, in a certain place when it happened, you know, mentally, so I think it affected him, like, but I'm sure that still a year later is still on your mind, like, how much is that in your mind?
Like I said, man, when I got banged on the first time, I was sitting in the park by myself, you know what I'm saying? I didn't have any of my brothers around me. We went out to the party, it's a different vibe, because I know I got my brothers around me. Not to say that, you know what I'm saying, I had more esteem, or I became more courageous because they were around. It's not the case. And just, you know, we understand that there's strength in numbers, you know what I'm saying? So, us going out to that party with 1 or 2 people, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Knowing that we got smoke with these guys, you know what I'm saying? It wouldn't have worked out in our favor, so we went out there a little deeper, you know, I was a little more comfortable, you know. Some girls out there, of course, you know what I'm saying? That was kind of my MO for going. I ain't going to see none of them dudes, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel that. Yeah.
But, get out to the party, he there, you know what I'm saying? He ran down on me like, yo, man, heard you was gonna testify on me, this, that, and the third. Ooh. I'm like, man, I'm trying to get money, man. I don't know what you're talking about, man. I'm like, well, you know snitches get killed, right? I said, what you saying? I'm like, man, you know where I'm gonna go, man. You know what I'm saying? Try to get everybody together. We leave from the party and stuff, man. I'm like, yo, man. I'm like, I'm going to the north, man. Bro said to me, I'm coming to the north too. You know what I'm saying? So mind you, he'd already stabbed me a year ago. You know what I mean?
Yeah. He said he was coming to the north
Yeah,
side
he said
too.
he was coming to the north.
Yeah.
And so I mean, paranoia set in. And go home. You know what I'm saying? I started toting the gun again. Like, that night at that party, I didn't have it on me, but the fact that he said, you know what I'm saying, he was coming to the house.
Yeah.
He was coming to the north. You know, I went to the house and got my joint.
Yeah.
And you know, it's a sure shit stinks, man. I wouldn't have went and got that gun that night. I wouldn't be here talking to you right now. He came to the side of town. He came at me. You know what I'm saying?
To your house?
So I stayed right down the intersection of Red Cross and McCray Street.
Yeah.
Red Cross and 8th Street. And it happened on the intersection of Red Cross and McCray Street. So it's like literally like my house was on this corner. You walk across the street. And that's where I caught the body at.
Damn.
Yeah. So did what I had to do, you know. He was upping on me, and I was just a little quicker.
Yeah.
That's how it happened.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, but that was a life-changing moment right there for me. I mean, as it would have been for anyone else. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
From that, after I shot him, you know what I'm saying, I went and told my mother and my sisters my goodbyes, you know, called my girlfriend, you know, who was pregnant at the time, like, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
Like, what happened? I'm like, you know, I really can't even say to you right now. It's just like, you know, I didn't mean for things to happen this way. Ended up going to turn myself in that night, man. I sat in the county jail for about 15 months, and they let me out on manslaughter. So I was initially charged with first-degree murder. And they let me out on the plea for manslaughter. Did 5 years of probation. You know, completed that whole process successfully post-release. But here I was, you know, this criminal background, man. Convicted felon, man.
Yeah. So you did 15 months
In the
county jail, and then had like 5 months of probation.
Nah, 5 years of probation.
5 years of probation.
Yeah, once you know, they ended up giving me my plea. You know, I prayed. Like, you know, like there was just like this big burden I had on me. You know what I'm saying? Like this whole like regret thing, man, that I couldn't shake, man, because like I said, man, I kind of felt like I was put in positions, you know, in my lifetime, you know what I'm saying, you know, because I didn't have that proper guidance, man. I had no male figure in my life, you know.
Yeah.
My mom had, you know, some long-term boyfriends, you know what I'm saying, but most of them pieces of shit.
Yeah.
You know, sugarcoated, you know what I'm saying. So that's not what I was looking for.
What was going through your mind when you were in the county jail?
The man you said you weren't gonna be, you are.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, this girl's getting ready to come into this world and potentially be fatherless, just like you. And you said once you started having kids, you weren't gonna be that guy.
Damn.
And here you are.
Yeah.
You know, no numbers above your head. You know what I'm saying? Letters.
That's so heavy. Yeah.
So, but you know.
Did you see? When did you see your daughter after she was born? Like she
Yeah. So my first time seeing my daughter, man, it was through that 3-inch thick glass with the chicken wire in it. My first time seeing her, I couldn't touch her.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? She didn't know who I was. You know, so she might have been about 6 months old, you know what I'm saying? So here she is, halfway through the first year of her life, you know what I'm saying? Her first time seeing her dad. It was under those circumstances, you know, I thank God, you know, that ain't in her memory.
Mm-hmm.
But she does know about it because I share that story with her all the time, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, that's a special one, my oldest daughter, man. Like, so for I've been through like many different phases of transition of life.
Yeah.
Like, so when I was this full, like once I had gotten released from the county, like although, you know what I'm saying, I was released from that, I was still a blood, you know what I'm saying? All my brothers, they were bloods, you know what I'm saying? So there was a certain culture that I was around, you know, that she was around as well and stuff. So, I mean, my daughter was 2 years old, man. She had like red bandanas and shit tied around her head. You know what I'm saying? It's a little girl. I ain't gonna know better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But, you know, stuff kind of took a turn for the, not a turn for the worse, you know, but like, I'm like, yo, I'm not going back to sell drugs no more because I don't want to be away from my child. You know what I'm saying? I ain't going back to robbing no more because I don't want to be away from my child. So, like, I ended up going into, like, the wonderful world of fast food. Mm-hmm. And, like, a lot of my brothers, you know, were looking at me different. Like, man, why? Like, they couldn't understand what, like, you know, my thought process. You know what I'm saying?
You could probably be making a lot more money.
Come back down. I wasn't even in Wilmington anymore. You know, I spent, like, the past 10 years I was in Durham and Raleigh and that.
Was that easier to be away from the
No, because, and this might sound crazy to you, man, but I had to change who I was.
Yeah.
Like, and that was some difficult shit. So, like, I went through 10 years of not being Steve. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, the essence of who I was came from me being the blood. Mm-hmm. So when I got rid of that when I tried to get rid of that portion of myself, you know what I'm saying? You know, I became a sponge of so much other different things and stuff. You know what I mean? Did you come
back to the Port City before you went to Durham? Like,
no, I immediately left.
Yeah.
You know, I was in and out. You know, still kind of.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna say I didn't do anything. You know.
Yeah.
But I was kind of one foot in, one foot out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I wasn't fully submerged into that lifestyle anymore.
Yeah.
So you know, trying my best to figure out a way to be a law-abiding citizen, if you would.
Yeah. Right. Man, so your daughter was out there with you.
Yeah, so then one daughter turned into two.
Okay.
Two daughters turned into two daughters and a son.
Yeah.
Then two daughters and a son turned into three daughters and a son.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The whole while, I'm making all these babies, I'm still working fucking fast food, man.
Yeah, so you trying to support all these kids and like making like 763 or something like that.
The most I ever made in one of those fast food joints is like $850, man.
So what's that like, you know what I'm saying, you got this like, you're labeled, you know what I'm saying, as a felon, like, and or in North Carolina or anywhere, you know what I'm saying, we know that black felons even have it tougher, you know what I'm saying?
That's fact.
Like, so, like, what, was it like really hard not to be tempted to just, dip your foot into that old lifestyle, like
so I mean, like it gradually, you know what I'm saying, those urges and stuff, man. So you know what I'm saying, I wanted to go out and do some impulsive shit because I didn't have the money to pay a bill or something. I had to choose between keeping the lights on and putting food in the fucking refrigerator. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that shit was hard, like for real. So like, the more I became sure of myself and comfortable, in my own skin, you know what I'm saying, man. My mom would always say to me often when I was growing up, man, she knew what I was into, you know what I'm saying? And she was encouraging me to go get a job and stuff like that. She'd say, son, there's pride in everything that you do, man. You don't gotta be out here doing this, you know what I'm saying? It's another way to live, But it was quick, it was easy, you know what I'm saying? I got what I wanted when I wanted to get it, you know? So, but, yeah, man, so. Like, I gradually, like I said, the more confident I got in myself and the more sure I was of myself and stuff, man, it's like, man, you don't got to do that, man. Start budgeting better and stuff like that, man. But that shit was hard to do on a $267 check, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. The kids are expensive. How long were you working in fast food for?
Like, for 5 years straight at one point in time.
Yeah. Yeah,
and I got fed up with that shit. Like I knew my worth. I had, like you said, the more confident I became in myself, what I'm saying? I started realizing, man, that this wasn't the only thing that was out there and stuff. So I began to start going to like different temp services and stuff like that. Trying to do more things that more oriented with my personality and stuff. I'm a very hands-on guy and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I started trying to going out to temp services and stuff, doing like day laboring jobs and stuff like that, just trying to ease my way into construction sites and stuff. Go out there and bust my ass doing cleanup and stuff like that. Get a call back to come back the next day. You know what I'm saying? Bust my ass the next day. Sometimes I'd be on these week-long contracts and stuff like that. But that got tiring though, because once I found out that the temp service was paying me like $9 an hour. You know what I'm saying? But the reality of it all is, though, those contractors were paying the wage that they had agreed upon was, $15, $16 an hour.
So like
they're taking a little portion off.
$6 an hour.
Man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I figured that out. I was like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I stuck it out though, man. I ended up getting with this company called American Bridge Builders, man.
Mm-hmm.
The guy Phil, man, who was the foreman on those sites and stuff. We were building like wooden bridges on like golf courses and stuff like that, man. It was the coolest shit ever, man. Like I said, I was learning so much. He was like, Phil had grown to love me, man. You know what I'm saying? That's my guy, man. You know what I'm saying? I still talk to him every now and then. You know, he called me and check on me and stuff, man. But they had wanted to offer me a permanent position, man. Mm-hmm. I made it. Yeah. But Phil had gotten so wrapped up into who I was, you know what I'm saying, just as a person, he never even asked about my background. So when it was time for me to get with American Bridge Builders Corporation, you know what I'm saying, there was a background check that had to came. It was like, well, what the fuck didn't you tell me you had a background? It was like, I'm surprised that you have a background. I would have never known you had a fucking background. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But then, like, he tried everything he could in his power, like, calling up the corporate and stuff like that. Yeah. Unfortunately for me, this wasn't one of those circumstances where I looked good on paper. You know what I'm saying? To know me is to love me, man. But I had this fucking box on every application that I had to fill out, asking me about, have I ever been convicted of any felonies or misdemeanors and stuff. And, like I said, I was trying my best to be a law-abiding citizen, so I checked yes on the box every fucking time. You know what I'm saying? And,
what do you think? What do you think about that? Because, like, in my mind, like, you did your time. You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you think that they should even have a box like that? Like, I feel like it's none of their business sometimes.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. But it is what it is, man. I've learned to live my truth, man. And that shit has made me who I am. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel that. I know you can't have that victim mentality. It never really works out. But
I just kept pushing, man.
So was it kind of like a big letdown when you didn't get that job?
That wasn't the first time that it happened to me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm mostly speaking about the relationship that I had shared with Phil. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He didn't know anything about my background. He just thought I was this wonderful guy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And once he found out about it, that didn't change his perception of who I was. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like, yo, that's fucked up. Like, this is a good guy right here.
Control.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
So is that? Were you back in Wilmington then? Or?
Yeah, I was actually back in Wilmington then. So it's my ex-wife and I, my kid's mother, we got a pillar to post story and stuff. We could never get financially stable. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when I was going through that process of that phase with American Bridge Builders Corporation, we were down here. We ended up staying in Wilmington for a while, like a year and some change maybe. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that didn't work. It didn't work out here still. We ended up having to go back to Raleigh, and so there's just a lot of bouncing around and stuff, man. But after all of that happened, man, I can't even be mad. My ex-wife, she got fed up with the way things were going and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just like I had enough.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that led to me. I guess she was ultimately like overwhelmed, to say the least. But it ended up being me and all 4 of the kids coming back while she stayed up there. And, so once I came back down here, man, it's like shit. I didn't like. I can almost say like to a certain extent, I kind of almost ran away from Wilmington. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And it's like it's funny how life had happened, man. Because the place that I ran from, you know what I'm saying? It's like you got to go back now because you ain't got nowhere else to go. Yeah.
Your family's still back here and stuff. Yeah.
So like mostly all the family that I had in Raleigh and Durham, they were from my ex-wife's side of the family and stuff. So it was her family, not really mine.
Yeah.
And,
you can. Yeah. Yo, let me get the couch.
Nah, bro. Mom coming back home, she was ready. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, y'all come on, man. She was like, man, it ain't all bad all the time, man. Yeah. Something good gonna come out of this, man. So, when I came back home, man, had to go right back to fast food. Yeah. But one of my day ones, man, Corey Risborn Blanc, man. You ever met Blanc before?
No, I've
He's
met
a pretty
him,
interesting
yeah.
guy too, man.
Yeah.
You gotta get him in here, man.
Yeah,
Seriously,
I will,
man.
yeah.
I'm serious, man. That's an interesting story right there too, man. For real.
He sounds really familiar.
Yeah, a
Yeah.
local rapper.
Yeah, Blanco De Niro.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so I had, did a brief stint with a moving company and stuff when I was in Raleigh. You know,
Yeah.
and I found out about these third-party moving services and stuff, to where you didn't have to have a truck or anything like that, man. All you had to do, you know, was provide the laborers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, we tried to launch our little own third-party moving company and stuff like that. We didn't have the trucks, you know, all the necessary tools, but we were really out there with just sheer manpower trying to
Yeah.
people's houses and stuff. And, we lasted for a season, you know.
Yeah.
And then, you know, Corey had started working down at Untapped.
Mm-hmm.
So his time became, you know, too occupied for him to, like, you know, really handle all the books and, you know, the computer. And,
Yeah.
You know, that's what he was doing. I was out in the field, man. Like I said,
Yeah,
I figured out quick, man, that I was a hands-on guy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now I was fucking lifting furniture from, you know, sunrise to sunset, man. Like, you know, I was happy. I was proud, you know.
Yeah.
But work slowed down and stuff, man. It's like, back to fast food I go again, man.
Yeah.
So it's like we thinking, we just pick it up. We'll start a little sooner. You know, we kind of launched the company in like mid to late summer and stuff. You know, moving. You know, it's mostly during the summertime.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah. Business kind of, you know, it died down. It's like, man, you still need money. I ended up going to McDonald's in Leland, man, working overnights, man, from 11 to 7 in the morning, 11 at night to 7 in the morning, man.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, it's like, fuck, when you gonna stop doing this? like, when is this gonna change?
Because you can't just go home and go to sleep. You got those kids.
My cushion for everything that I was doing was fucking fast food, man. It's like, man, like, then I know I can fall back on this, man.
Yeah.
Like, why would you plan to fall back on fast food, man? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that's all I had, man. Given who I was, you know what I'm saying? I was gonna go in there and own that shit. You had asked me how long I stayed in fast food. Well, that first 5 years, man, when I was working at, it was KFC actually, man. Every time, you know, leadership in fast food restaurants are like revolving doors, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like come in, go out, come in, go out. You know, promotions happen real fast. So I was fortunate enough that my ex-wife, my brother-in-law at the time, you know, he was one of my managers and stuff. So he was showing me a lot about, you know, the operation side of, you know, fast food and stuff like that. So here I was building up this crazy skill set, man, just as a freaking chicken cook, you know what I'm saying? I know how to do everything in the building, you know, I know how to do truck orders, inventory, you know, I know how to do everything in there. Every time a position opened up, I applied for it. Knowing I wasn't gonna get it, I just kept doing that shit. Like, but that was my mentality, man. Like, it's something bigger out there, man.
Yeah.
It's something bigger out there. So like, I was fucking applying for GM positions, restaurant general manager positions and shit, and I knew I wasn't eligible for it, you know what I'm saying? But like, my mom was saying, one day they're gonna get this shit to you, man. Like, you know, and that's just kind of been my mentality, like, throughout the course of this whole thing, you know what I'm saying?
How important you think that mentality is?
That shit is everything.
Yeah.
It's everything. It's everything, man. Some people, like, you know, they believe in fate and, you know, destiny and stuff like that, man. I believe this opportunity that I'm currently in right now came because I never gave up on myself. I ain't gonna call it a matter of fate or, you know, my destiny or anything like that, man. I just kept grinding.
Yeah.
And somebody finally recognized that grind in me, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And lo and behold. The lo and behold would be Tru Colors Brewing Company.
Yeah. So when'd you meet George Taylor?
I met George about a year and a half ago, November 2016, I want to say. November 2016, yeah. My 2-year mark will be November 26, 2018. So, yeah, and I was pretty leery of George in the beginning because, man, a lot of people didn't know who I was once I came back to town, you know, because I had been maintaining such a low profile.
Yeah.
And then Corey comes fucking telling me about this guy, you know, who wants to start a brewery owned and operated by active gang members. I'm like, yo, it's no fucking way this guy's real. Like, you either high or he the feds.
Yeah.
I don't want no parts of that.
Yeah.
Bronco was like, shit, I'm about to start working in like 2 weeks. He was like, you tired of fast food, you might want to come holler at this man, yo. So, so I ended up going to, you know, me and George, we sat down, we had a conversation, man. I could tell he was picking my brain. He was trying to figure out who I was, where I came from, and stuff like that, man. But I was an open book, man. Like, I mean, shit. What did I have to lose?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Why not share your story with this guy, man? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
If he is who he says he is, he may be the one to help you and not just you, some others as well.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I shared my story with him and stuff. It's like, man, Steve, I got an opportunity for you, man. But I'll tell the story the right way. I was on George's ass like every day, calling him, blowing him up, like, man, you said you had this going and this is what you were trying to do, man. Like, what's up with that?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Sometimes I hear from him, he'd say, man, you know, come see me this day, we have lunch, we just talking stuff, you know, it was a free meal, you know, I get a break from the kids and stuff like that. And we just like, this. But I don't like, it's like, where's this guy from? What's his angle? Because stuff wasn't happening, you know what I'm saying? But like, he was steady calling me and coming back around, just picking my brain, but it was casual conversation, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, you want to make moves.
Yeah, I'm like, I need money, man.
Yeah.
Like, I got tired of going to lunch with George and stuff like that. So I called him, like, look, man, I'm going back to McDonald's, man. When you're ready for me, call me. I promise you I'm coming. I drop every fucking thing that I'm doing and I'm coming. And he called me, I want to say, that might have been, that was my 30th birthday. That was my 30th birthday.
Oh, that's a good birthday.
I'm telling you, that was my 30th birthday, man. And like, 30 for a man, I don't know if it's the same for a woman or not, but I mean, that's a fucking milestone, right? And man, by 30, you should have some idea of who you really are and what direction that you're headed in. Yeah. I couldn't see any of that shit, man. Like, it was just, but 30 was, you know, such a big year for at least for me. I don't know about everybody else, but you know what I'm saying? Like,
I just turned 24, so I got something.
Yeah, you got like 6 years left, man. Just take your time, man. We'll work the plan, though. You know what I'm saying? Stay the course. But, so he called me and was like, hey, look, man, I'm gonna need about 2 weeks or so, man, but I was reaching out to some of my guys, man, you know, who are CEOs in other companies and corporations and stuff like that, you know, trying to see if they would be willing to hire you and stuff. He said all of them were willing to help me, but then he dropped the bomb on them where the guys, you know, convicted felonies killed somebody right here in town. None of them were like, hey, man, this might be too much, like, you know, I don't think he's a bad guy or anything, but it just might be too much of a risk for us, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it took George, you know, him being who he is in the companies that he runs and stuff, he created a position for me, man. So I ended up going to work for Untapped for a little bit, you know, in the shipping and receiving department. I was doing beer menu uploads and, you know, stuff on envelopes, man. But like, I was getting paid like $15 an hour. Yeah, that's a step up. Stuff in envelopes like I had 8 arms, man. I swear to God, I feel like an octopus sitting at that desk sometimes. Man. I was just so, you know what I'm saying, so engaged in what I was doing. It was just fucking stuff in envelopes, man. Like, it's like, yo, this is something new, this is something different. And you're in a whole different environment. Like, craziest thing ever. And I can see like different circumstances and situations where he'd be sending people down there to, you know, kind of come talk to me and stuff like that, and, you know, see how I was integrating into the company and stuff like that, man. And, you know, like, he's like, man, well, that's got to be an opportunity, man, for something else, for something more. He's like, because I know there's other guys out there like him. Yeah, oh, for sure. They just haven't been given the opportunity or the chance, you know what I'm saying, to blossom and, you know, and flourish, like, for real. So, started off with me and Corey, and he hired another guy, Javon. You know what I'm saying? It's my little bro. It's like, yo, these guys were really good at what the fuck they were doing. Like, I personally, I feel like, you know, I was alright as a salesman, you know what I'm saying, but I speak kind of fast and my words get jumbled together and stuff, so it's kind of frustrating for me at times and stuff like that, but I never fucking quit. Yeah, you just there were moments when I was in the office and I was fucking crying because I couldn't close deals and stuff like that, man, but I wanted that shit so bad, like, dead ass serious. Yeah, like, I feel that. I'm gonna be great at this, man. It's kind of roller coaster cold calling. Yeah, man, but like, it was just a matter of confidence though. When I found out, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't too sure of myself because I was totally out of my element. Man. This wasn't a construction site and this wasn't fast food, you know? So it's, you know, I just really had to start applying myself, man. So I'm gonna figure this shit out, man. But that happened with the 3 of us initially, you know, and George was like, man, let's go for it, man. I need you go out and talk to these guys about this brewery and stuff, man. So I told you my reaction to George.
Yeah.
Can you imagine what everybody was saying to me? Man, you going to fucking jail, man. That's the feds, man.
Yeah.
Everybody was in like, it was just like this big cloud of disbelief. You know what I'm saying? Like associated with me when I was walking up to people and I'm coming to talk to them about this crazy ass brewery idea.
Yeah, so what were you doing at that time? Like pitching the idea to people? Like what was...
So, I mean, it wasn't scripted or anything like
Yeah.
that at all. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just me and the passion and enthusiasm
Yeah.
that happened me naturally. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I'm doing something so differently and I know what you guys are all doing for money and shit like that.
Yeah.
It's a better way now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, let's swap out the heroin, the crack. for
Okay.
bitter, you know what I'm saying?
you were pitching it to get more people on the team.
Yeah. So there was this one meeting we had, man. It might have been about like
Man, that's probably like just like
mind you, like so.
no one was probably expecting that.
And there was beef going on in the city.
Yeah.
You hear me? Like so, I'm a blood.
Yeah.
I'm going into foreign territory and I'm talking about us coming to an agreement and putting this bullshit beside us, man, and moving forward and you know and uplifting our communities together.
Yeah.
Man, the deeper I got into Untapped and the Tru Colors and stuff, you know, social media. I put a post up on Facebook 2 days ago saying how social media sets the standards now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The more pictures I started putting up online and stuff like that, and me being at work, the more Snapchats I made and stuff for me, you know, walking in the building and walking out the building, you know, the more intrigued, the more interested guys were starting to get. Like, we're really working now.
Yeah, this is real. Yeah.
Like, well, how much you making?
Yeah.
and my response was 2 bags an hour. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I had to help him understand.
Yeah.
Man, for real, man. Like, I mean, so you know, the traction started happening and stuff, man. You know, a good friend of mine, man, he actually got picked up by the feds about September, August last year. So you know, about 8-9 months ago. So I want to say, you know, he was one of the main catalysts for helping me getting everybody together on one page and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like it was all organic. Like the more we talked about it, the more people started believing in it, and the more we started seeing this change that was happening.
That's like really interesting for me, cause like, you know what I'm saying. I live in the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like it's two worlds. You know, over on Front Street.
Yeah, for sure.
Versus here.
Sure,
and
I
like,
agree, 100%.
You're in this kind of corporate position up there. You know, it's probably a cool vibe in there, but it's different. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
And you're out here like just pitching this idea like back to the streets, like back where you grew up. Like, what was it like, kind of walking between those two worlds? You know?
I mean, I'm head up, chest up, 10 toes down there where I go, man. Like, I mean, that's just the nature of who I am. You know what I'm saying? So like, no, like, the only person that's been able to tell me who I wasn't at any given circumstance or time has been me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like, I mean, it was just them. Like, so, and I think this is the other thing that made everybody believe us. You know, Cam Newton's a big supporter of everything that we're doing as far as this brewery and stuff, man. So he invited me, Fatty, and Blanca up to come play kickball with him. So we had to form this big team.
Yeah.
Went up there and played kickball with those guys and stuff like that, man. They're like, yo, how'd y'all end up doing that? I was like, yo, it's through work. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like, y'all met Cam through work. I'm like, well, don't get it twisted. Don't think everybody's gonna meet Cam through work.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, when we get out the streets and put ourselves in a different situation.
Where's Cam now? I don't see him.
Nah, that's how that means. I mean, we got his romper hanging up in the office. You know what I'm saying? But you know, like the more like stuff like that started happening, the more real it became for other people and stuff. It was like, yo, y'all left the block, and now that's what y'all doing. How can we be a part of that? Well, you got to commit to anti-violence. You got to commit to uplifting and, you know what I'm saying, changing the culture of our community right now. It's time to do some things differently.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like it's working. It's happening.
Good evening to you. How you feel, huh? said, how you feel, huh?
Those who live in glass castles stay cast in the stones, thrown from the exterior imperial drones. Drop explosive materials, they steer to your home. Weary of the outside, you fear the unknown, but now you've grown to expect death that falls from the sky. Deliver without